I grew up in a rundown old temple until I was 18, when my rich dad finally found me. The day I went home, my stepsister whispered mysteriously in my ear, "Sis, do you believe in ghosts?" I just smiled and waved to the 3 little ghosts trailing behind me. "Come on, guys, let's go live the high life." Trying to steal the millions my mom left me? They're asking for it. Turns out, I was the heiress to a massive fortune. When my rich dad found me, I just had my succession ceremony. I'm the 66th Grandmaster of my mystical order, a direct heir. My master wanted to wander the world freely, so he dumped the leadership on me. Before I could even start making my mark, rich dad showed up. "My dear daughter, I've finally found you." I took a good look at my dad. He had shifty eyes and a weaselly face, definitely not the look of a tycoon. Nothing about him screamed wealthy and distinguished. More like a conniving scumbag who'd cheat his way to riches. If he hadn't pulled out a paternity test, I wouldn't have believed he was my father. "Chloe, come home with Dad. You won't have to struggle anymore." He grabbed me and tried to leave, wouldn't even let me pack. So desperate? Probably up to no good. Fine, I'll go along. Let's see what tricks this scumbag dad of mine is playing. The luxury car pulled up to a mansion, and a bunch of people were waiting at the door. My scumbag dad pointed to a flashy woman and said, "Chloe, this is your Aunt Melanie. She's been taking care of me all these years." As soon as he finished, Melanie practically lunged at me. "You poor child, it's so good you're back. This is your home now, and I'm your mother." I glanced sideways at my scumbag dad. "Got a marriage license?" He froze for a second, then shook his head. "I was always faithful to your mother." Before he could finish, I cut him off bluntly. "No license means she's the other woman." My sudden remark dropped the temperature to freezing. "Call the other woman Mom?" I'm afraid my real mom would come haunt me in my sleep. My scumbag dad looked like he was about to scold me, but his angry face turned sheet white when he heard that. Well, guilty conscience. Definitely something fishy going on. To ease the tension, my scumbag dad tried a new topic. "This is Aunt Melanie's daughter, Megan. She's 6 months younger than you." Megan, decked out in a Chanel couture dress, smiled with an air of elegant sophistication. "Sis, welcome back. This is your home now," I said calmly. "This house belongs to the Evans family. The owner of this mansion is an Evans. When did she get the right to act like she owns the place?" Megan caught my drift, and her face turned sour. My scumbag dad quickly tried to smooth things over. "Dinner's ready, let's go inside and talk." He practically dragged Melanie inside, probably scared I'd say something else. Megan paused as she walked by me. She leaned in and whispered mysteriously, "Sis, do you think there are ghosts in this world?" Looking at the dense, almost solid dark aura clinging to her shoulder, I just smiled. "If you believe, I believe." Megan smirked and walked away. A cold gust of wind blew, and my 3 little ghosts, their faces bluish purple, appeared behind me. "Boss, that woman has a really strong dark aura." "Yeah, I almost wanted to go get a taste." "Boss, this house feels wrong." These 3 were lost souls I'd taken in during my travels. They couldn't move on, just wandered the earth, getting bullied by other nasty spirits. Once I confirmed they'd lived clean lives and hadn't done any harm as ghosts, I let them stick with me, helping them build up good spiritual credit. Once they've earned enough, I'll call in a favor with an underworld contact and send them off for a good rebirth. In return, they take care of my daily needs, and sometimes when we're short one, we can even get a game of mahjong going. If these 3 little ghosts could see it, how could I, the Grandmaster of a mystical order, not understand? The dark aura on her was heavier than a corpse's. I couldn't quite figure out right away how she'd accumulated so much of it. First a conniving dad, now a ghostly stepsister. This house is getting interesting. I waved to my 3 little ghosts. "Come on guys, let's go live the high life." Inside, my scumbag dad, with a sickeningly sweet smile, placed a stack of documents in front of me. "Chloe, this is the inheritance your mom left you. It's worth tens of millions. You're 18 now. Just sign here, and all these millions are yours." I picked up the papers and glanced at them. Biggie, one of my ghosts, popped up behind me. "Boss, I think this old guy's trying to trick you. I used to work at a top law firm when I was alive. This kind of agreement is usually set up by wealthy families to prevent outsiders from snatching the huge assets left to their children. You should be careful. People say ghosts talk nonsense, but some humans are even better at spouting BS. I just didn't get it. Husband and wife are supposed to be a team. What on earth happened to my mom back then that made her leave this kind of agreement? Seeing I wasn't moving, Megan suddenly leaned closer. Why aren't you signing, sis? As she stared into my eyes, a child's head suddenly appeared on her right shoulder. The bluish-faced child opened its blood-red mouth and kept breathing black mist at me. A red fog clouded my vision, and my mind grew hazy. Megan's smile was eerie, her voice growing colder. Sis, hurry up and sign. My hand moved on its own, picking up the pen. This little ghost could easily steal someone's will, turning them into a puppet. But messing with me? It was asking for a beatdown. Such pathetic tricks, daring to show off in front of an expert? Begone, foul spirit. I shot it a fierce glare, and the little ghost shrieked and recoiled. I saw a flicker of surprise on Megan's face. I said with a smile, just got some dust in my eye, spaced out for a second. That little ghost on Megan's shoulder. It didn't look like a local entity, more like some nasty import, probably from some shady place known for dark arts. No wonder it felt unfamiliar. Things like that need to be dealt with, no matter where they crawl from. I couldn't let my ghostly stepsister know my true strength yet, or the game would be over too soon. Megan composed herself and smiled. It's okay, sis. Go ahead and sign. I tossed the documents down defiantly. Can't sign. My scumbag dad's face instantly darkened. Chloe, stop messing around. This is Dad's way of making things up to you. Ha. Making things up? More like a trap. He says that without a shred of shame. I don't turn 18 until next week. Are you sure I can even sign this underage? My scumbag dad looked incredulous. Impossible. I remember your birthday. You turn 18 today. No wonder he picked today to show up. Looks like he had this all planned out. Too bad he miscalculated. I said when my master took me in he didn't know my actual birthday, so he just picked a random date for my ID. I've still got a week until I'm legally 18. When I showed him my ID, a flash of disappointment crossed his face, his eyes showing clear displeasure. Then we'll wait a week and sign it then. Fine. I agreed quickly. A week. Plenty of time to figure out their little game. To suck up to me, my scumbag dad said I could pick any room in the mansion. He even gave me a personal tour. Chloe, decided which room you want? I lazily pointed towards Megan. Her room will do. Megan's face instantly fell, her expression turning dark. My scumbag dad said to me, Megan's room doesn't get good light. The one across from hers faces south. It's the best room in the house. How about that one? I said slowly. You know, the temple was pretty comfortable. Seeing me make a move to leave, he immediately backtracked. This room it is. I'll have the staff clear it out right away. Megan was seething, grinding her teeth. Sis, my room is haunted. Don't say I didn't warn you. I loved seeing her look like she wanted to kill me, but couldn't do a thing about it. You should look in a mirror sometime. Your face is scarier than any drowned ghost. You. Megan looked ready to lunge at me, but my scumbag dad grabbed her, whispered something soothing, and managed to calm her down. So boring. Smalls, my mischievous little ghost, popped up beside me. Boss, that old creep told Miss Innocent and Manipulative to just put up with it for a week. Said after you sign, he'd have your hands and feet chopped off to make her feel better. Chopping off his own daughter's limbs just to appease his stepdaughter. Wow. What a great dad. If he really thinks he can pull that off, bring it on. Once my three little ghosts entered Megan's room, they got all excited. Smalls was so thrilled he popped his head off and started kicking it around. Boss, this room is practically radiating dark energy. I love it. This room wasn't just heavy with dark energy, it reeked of resentment. Looks like my ghostly stepsister had been up to plenty of no good in here. I casually drew a talisman and lit it in mid-air. Spirits of this place, hear my call. Show yourselves. A moment later, a chilling wind swept through. A few local spirits drifted in through the window, kneeling before me in terror. Ma'am, we haven't done anything wrong. Please don't send us to the underworld. I waved my hand, telling them to chill. Relax, I just want to ask you a few things. Hearing I just wanted to talk, the little ghosts breathed a sigh of relief. This house is filled with resentment. What's the deal? At my question, the ghost I addressed clearly tensed up. I lazily lifted an eyebrow and glanced at it. Don't want to talk. The ghost, terrified, immediately spilled the beans. Ma'am, the mistress of this house is keeping a ghost baby. That ghost baby is incredibly powerful. It can trick people into killing themselves, then feeds on their tormented souls to boost its power. We all stay far away, terrified of getting our own souls devoured. No wonder this room felt so heavy with resentment. I hadn't expected that ghost baby to be so audacious, daring to use illusion spells to harm people. After getting the intel, I treated the local spirits to a feast of offerings and sent them on their way. Just as the local spirits left, a sudden gust of foul-smelling wind filled the room. Wah! A shrill, blood-curdling baby's cry echoed through the room. Biggie and my other two ghosts sensed it too, shrinking behind me in fear. Boss, trouble. The ghost baby's here. The dark energy in the room grew thicker, yet I found myself getting sleepy. This ghost kid is taking its sweet time. Is it coming or not? If not, this grandmaster is going to bed. As soon as I said that, Biggie suddenly pointed. Boss, the ghost baby. It's there. I looked up. A little ghost in a red bib, its skin a sickly bluish black, was perched on the doorframe. Its hollow, dark eyes stared straight at me. Naughty kid. Not even walking properly at your age? You're asking for it. As I approached, the ghost baby grinned. It opened its blood-red mouth and unleashed its big move on me. Mist enveloped me, and my surroundings began to change. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in the mansion. Sweetie, mommy's got you. A beautiful woman picked up her frail little daughter and ran out the door. They'd just gotten in the car when another vehicle pulled out behind them. The woman drove, her expression tense, but she still tried to comfort her little girl beside her. Don't be afraid, mommy's here. I'll keep you safe. To shake off the car behind them, the woman sped up. The car started to lose control. The brakes failed. It crashed through the guardrail and plunged down the mountainside. In that critical moment, the woman unbuckled her seatbelt and shielded her daughter with her own body. The moment she lunged over me, I remembered. That was my mother. And that little girl was me. No, Mom, don't go. The scene shifted. My mother stood at the edge of a cliff, beckoning to me. Sweetie, come with Mommy, okay? Mommy's so lonely. Come keep Mommy company. I slowly walked towards her. A warm smile spread across my mother's face as she took my hand and gently led me towards the cliff's edge. Just one step away. Just as she was about to pull me over with her, I spun around and yanked her back. Her once gentle face twisted into a snarl. Wah! A piercing baby's cry brought me back. I opened my eyes. I reached out, grabbed the red bib, and yanked the ghost baby down from the doorframe. Smack! Smack! A few good spanks on its bottom. The ghost baby, so ferocious moments ago, burst into tears. I just had to raise my hand, and it cowered in the corner. Then it scurried off and vanished. After the ghost baby fled, my three little ghosts came to me. Boss, that ghost baby's illusion spell was intense. We thought you were a goner. Yeah. I was so worried I almost went back to the order for reinforcements. That ghost baby used illusions to harm people and fed on their spiritual energy, so of course, its powers were strong. But those little tricks weren't enough to fool me. Letting myself get caught in the illusion was my own choice. I'd wanted to see what my scumbag dad and ghostly stepsister were really up to through the illusion. I didn't expect it to awaken fragmented memories and make me realize a few things. Cars don't just lose control for no reason. My mom's death was no accident. She gave me life, and then she protected me with her own. Those who harmed her, I'll find every single one of them. None will be spared. I took out my phone and dialed a number. You have one day. I want to know everything about the Evans family. I slept until noon before slowly getting up. My scumbag dad and his little family of 3 were already neatly seated at the dining table. Seeing me yawning, my ghostly stepsister smirked triumphantly. Sis, did you sleep well last night? I nodded lazily. Not bad. Just dreamt of a kid crying its eyes out. Gave it a few slaps, and it quieted down. Megan's face instantly darkened. Smalls perched on my shoulder, whispering, "Boss, the ghost baby told Miss Innocent it's scared of you, says you're too strong." Miss Innocent told it not to worry, said their master is coming tomorrow. And then you'll be sorry. Huh, make me sorry? Does she really think she can? This ghost baby knows illusion spells, there must be someone skilled in dark arts behind it. My stepsister didn't look like she was part of any spiritual order. If she was willing to call her backer, even better. I could deal with them all at once and make sure they never harmed anyone again. Megan announced that tomorrow was her birthday. She wanted to throw a party and have my scumbag dad introduce me to everyone. My scumbag dad's conniving face lit up with cunning. He gave Megan a careful look. Then he said with a smile, "Megan is always so thoughtful. It's about time everyone met my wonderful daughter." Why did I find that so hard to believe? Those two were thick as thieves. Would they really do something for my benefit? They were definitely cooking up some scheme. Well, life had been boring lately. A little excitement wouldn't hurt. Megan's birthday party was lavish, and she'd chosen the Evans mansion as the venue. When it was time, she made her grand entrance in a stunning high-fashion gown from a top designer. "Megan, you look gorgeous today. Truly the princess of the Evans Corporation. Absolutely stunning." Compliments for Megan filled the air. "And who's this?" Someone's question suddenly drew all eyes to me. Whispers broke out around the room. "Megan, why isn't your family's help in uniform? So unprofessional. Is she some wannabe influencer who snuck in? Trying to get attention? Dressed like that? She probably digs through trash cans." After everyone had their fun mocking me, Megan approached with a fake sympathetic look. "You've all got it wrong. This is my sister. She grew up in a temple, so she's not really into fashion. You should all include her more often, okay?" After her little speech, she looked at me with feigned concern. "Sis, you don't mind, do you?" "Not at all." Megan looked smug at my response. But my next words wiped that smirk right off her face. That designer label became luxury because it made clothes for royalty, for actual princesses and queens. Wearing the brand doesn't make you a princess. A fake is always a fake. The princess of Evans Corporation? Is Megan even qualified? I turned to the woman who'd called me a trash picker. "I'm Chloe Evans. What's your name? Are you the oldest? Got any siblings?" The woman was so flustered by my questions she couldn't speak. I glanced at her wrist, and she instinctively hid her hand. That fake watch on her wrist was pretty obvious. Probably some illegitimate kid from who knows what affair, trying to pass herself off as rich. Terrified I'd say more and expose all their dirty laundry. The few who were just acting like socialites suddenly scattered like frightened birds. Talk trash and then try to run? Not so fast. My three little ghosts, ever by my side, sprang into action. The girl who'd called me unprofessional help? Biggie gave her a swift kick right into the pool as she walked by. After swallowing half the pool, she was dragged out, lying there sputtering like a pathetic, beached fish. Hilarious. The one who called me an influencer? That was Small's job. Unlike Biggie's quick work, Smalls was much more playful. He scared that girl half to death. She ended up screaming, clutching her head and bolting out of there. I leaned back, casually snacking, letting my three little ghosts have their fun. So what if they turned this whole party upside down? It wasn't my birthday after all. A moment later, Biggie floated over looking panicked. "Boss, bad news. Smalls is in trouble." The instant I looked up, I sensed an unusual presence. A man in black, frowning, with a strange, unsettling smile playing on his lips. "So, you're the one keeping these unruly pet ghosts. No wonder they're so brazen." This guy had some serious power. Biggie was so scared at the sight of him, his spiritual form flickered. "Get back here." At my command, Biggie darted behind me. The man in black reached out to grab him, but I smacked his hand away. "You better hand over that ghost of yours." "Don't make me get rough," the man said sternly. "Keeping little ghosts to harm people, and still so shameless. Today I, the master, will destroy you." I laughed. "Ha, me harming people? Then what about your precious ghost baby?" This man had the exact same aura as the ghost baby. He must be the great master. Megan called for backup. The man froze, not expecting me to see through him. "Since you know who I am, I suggest you surrender quietly. Don't make me dirty my hands. I glanced around, then crooked a finger at the man. Come on. Let's go to the backyard and settle this. Master, are you okay? The sudden voice caught my attention. I got up, dusted myself off and turned around. It was Leo, my youngest disciple. He'd been with me since he was a kid. I heard his dad was the richest guy in the city, and Leo was his only son. I glanced up at him. Do I look like I'm not okay? Leo laid on the flattery thick. Master, your skills are unmatched. This kid was great, just a bit of a chatterbox. Lay off the cheesy martial arts dramas. Go put the lid on that trash can out back. That old geezer was so fat, I could barely stuff him in. I'd expected Megan's master to be tough, but his pathetic skills weren't even a warm-up for me. After I kicked his ass, I stuffed him in a big trash can, unable to move. Leo finished the dirty work and trotted back over to me. Master, I've got the info on the Evans family you asked for. It's all here. Leo was efficient. The files he gave me were a concise summary. Once I understood the whole story, I exploded. My scumbag dad really was a conniving villain. His face hadn't lied. He was a classic gold digger. He'd saved my mom once, and after finding out she was the sole heiress to the Evans Corporation, he schemed his way into marrying her. My mom grew up wealthy, naive and kind-hearted. If her family hadn't suddenly faced a crisis, with my grandfather dying in an accident, she wouldn't have been fooled by that scumbag. His girlfriend before he married my mom was Melanie. Even after marrying my mom, he never cut ties with Melanie. Later, my mom found out about Megan. She wanted to kick him out of the company and out of the Evans family. But this scumbag wasn't just a cheat, he was a conniving villain who had long plotted to seize the company. My mom's car accident was his doing. But he never expected my mom to have a backup plan. She put all her assets in a trust fund for me to inherit the Evans Corporation when I turned 18. If it weren't for that, he never would have remembered he even had a daughter like me. He brought me back only to trick me into signing away the Evans Corporation, trying to steal the millions my mom left me. He was asking for it. Back in the banquet hall, Megan's eyes widened when she saw me. What are you doing here? I just smiled. Isn't this party for me? As the guest of honor. How could I be absent? Megan eyed me suspiciously, her expression souring. I'd given my 3 little ghosts invisibility talismans, so the ghost baby couldn't see them. Biggie whispered in my ear. Boss Miss Innocent is getting antsy. She's telling the ghost baby to hurry up and summon its master to deal with you. Their master was currently chilling in a trash can. Good luck summoning him. The ghost baby ran off to find its master, and I sent Biggie and the others to follow it. Even though the ghost baby could devour souls, my ghosts had my invisibility talismans for protection. The 3 of them together could easily handle one little ghost baby. Sis, you're right, you are the star tonight. Dad's here, let him introduce you. Megan was really trying hard to stall me, even bringing out my scumbag dad. Since the Evans Corporation was what my mom left me, everyone needed to know who the real heir was. I went up to the main stage with my scumbag dad. He took the microphone and introduced me, saying I'd been studying abroad for years, which was why I hadn't been seen publicly. Not only that, he also announced I was the sole heir to the Evans family. That actually surprised me a little. Another new trick? My scumbag dad paraded me around in front of everyone. Chloe, this is Mr. Gunn. Mr. Gunn looked me over and said, Miss Evans, what school did you attend abroad? I replied coldly, I grew up in a temple. My masters taught me everything I know. Mr. Gunn paused, then raised his voice. Never went to school? His simple question drew everyone's attention. I nodded calmly. Mr. Gunn chuckled and said to my scumbag dad, Looks like Miss Megan is still the more impressive one, eh? My scumbag dad's displeasure was obvious. He even said to me in front of everyone, Chloe, Dad just doesn't want people to look down on you. Why are you being so difficult? I glanced over at Megan. The smug look on her face hadn't quite vanished before she awkwardly looked down. This little trick of hers, she couldn't get enough of playing it. Putting me down to make herself look better. Did that make her so proud? My scumbag dad pulled me aside, frowning. Chloe, you're being so immature. Do you even know who Mr. Gunn is? I lazily lifted an eyelid. Do I need to? Usually, I have thousands of rich and powerful people lining up at my order's gates, begging for an audience. The line's so long it could stretch overseas. Why would I waste my time on someone like him? My scumbag dad stomped his foot in frustration. Without Mr. Gunn's support, the Evans Corporation will be in serious trouble. Don't you get it? He explained that Evans Corp was facing a severe financial crisis, and he'd finally managed to get Mr. Gunn to agree to invest. Now that Mr. Gunn knew there was a new heir, he wanted to assess me. But Mr. Gunn was clearly unimpressed with me, and Dad was worried the investment would fall through. He said earnestly, "Dad's not criticizing you. This is all for the Evans Corporation." "Oh really?" I played along. "So what should we do now?" He looked at me with feigned reluctance. "Mr. Gunn has always favored Megan. It's just, you'll have to transfer your inheritance rights to her. Dad's only doing this for the company." So announcing me as the heir so grandly. This was what he was waiting for. Trying to steal my mom's millions wasn't enough, now he wanted to snatch control of Evans Corp too. He probably never imagined my mom would leave such a powerful countermove. He'd been in charge of Evans Corp for over a decade, but in the end, he was just an employee. This Mr. Gunn is so influential? An investment this big in Evans Corp, can he really decide it all on his own? My scumbag dad hesitated, clearly not expecting me to know about such things. Just then Megan walked over, gazing at the Mr. Gunn who supposedly favored her. Megan said sarcastically, "Mr. Gunn is the spokesperson for the Gunn Group. Ever heard of them? You live in a temple all day. How would you know about the Gunn family, the richest in the city?" "Oh, the richest family, you say?" I pointed to a nearby corner. "Do you know who that is over there?" Megan glanced over and said dismissively, "Some nobody. I don't know him." She didn't notice that as she spoke, the Mr. Gunn she was talking about turned pale. "Leo," I called out, and Leo, who'd been waiting in the corner, trotted over eagerly. When Mr. Gunn saw him, he immediately greeted him respectfully. "Young Master Leo, what are you doing here?" Leo completely ignored Mr. Gunn and came straight to me. "Master, what are your orders?" Seeing Leo's attitude towards me, Mr. Gunn's jaw nearly hit the floor. I said lazily, "Leo, doesn't your word count in the Gunn family anymore?" Leo looked baffled. "Impossible." My scumbag dad, catching on, pointed at Leo and asked, "And you are?" Leo introduced himself. "I'm Leo Gunn. The Gunn Group? That's my family's company." Megan's face was a priceless picture of shock. A moment ago, she was so proud of cozying up to the Gunn Group. Little did she know, the Gunn heir was my subordinate. But she still wouldn't give up, pressing on. "So what if he's the Gunn heir? Investment between major corporations isn't a game. Can he actually make the Gunn Group invest in us?" Megan wasn't stupid, she was blind. Couldn't she see the look of utter despair on Mr. Gunn's face? Leo scoffed. "Ha! Investment? If our master says the word, the Gunn Group could be renamed the Evans Group tomorrow." Megan sneered, "Big talk. Do you even have a say in the Gunn Group?" Leo glanced at Mr. Gunn beside him. "Who do you think calls the shots at Gunn Group?" Mr. Gunn forced a smile. "Naturally, young Master Leo, you do." The look on Megan's face was truly a technicolor marvel of shock and dismay. My scumbag dad, finally grasping the situation, tried to sidle up to me fawningly, but I shrugged him off. "I'm tired. Going to rest." I just reached the second floor and sat down. My 3 little ghosts floated in. Not only did they return, but the ghost baby was trailing behind them. Smalls grinned and floated over. "Boss, this little one says it wants to switch sides. Join our team." To prove Smalls wasn't lying, the ghost baby prostrated itself at my feet, hugged my leg, and looked up at me with wide eyes. Its bluish face no longer held that initial hostility. Well, this was interesting. I sent them to deal with the ghost baby, and they ended up recruiting it. Smalls said, "Boss, the ghost baby says the old geezer and Miss Innocent have changed their plan. They know it can't control you, and they're scared you won't sign in a week, so they're going to make a move tonight, strike first. They're planning to restrain you, and then force you to sign." I almost laughed out loud. "Restrain me? Do they really think they can?" Smalls added worriedly, "Boss, that old man in black seems to have some kind of secret weapon, specifically for you. We should be careful." "A secret weapon? This sounds fun." I definitely want to see it. Leo looked at me with concern. Master, are you sure you don't want the Gunn Group's help? As the Gunn family's sole son, he'd been the chosen heir since childhood. But Leo was a free spirit, reluctant to inherit the billion-dollar fortune. He'd be thrilled to hand over the Gunn Group to someone else. No, I refused outright. Leo didn't give up. Master, why waste time? With Gunn Group's backing, taking over Evans Corp would be a piece of cake. I told Leo, I want my scumbag dad to confess with his own mouth. Millions of dollars are just numbers to me. What I want is justice for my mom, to make that scumbag confess and face the law. My 3 little ghosts raised their arms and cheered. Boss, we support you. Looking at the excited little ghosts behind me, I nodded in satisfaction. Night fell. The ultimate ghost showdown was about to begin. As soon as night deepened, my scumbag dad eagerly made his move. Chloe, Dad specially prepared this bird's nest soup for you. It helps with sleep. Drink it while it's hot. He'd barely set down the bowl when Biggie whispered, Boss, the ghost baby says its master put the secret weapon in the soup. If you drink it, they'll be able to control you. Oh, that powerful? Let me try it then. Right in front of my scumbag dad, I picked up the bowl and downed the soup in one gulp. He was so happy he couldn't stop grinning. You really are Daddy's good girl. As soon as he left, I pulled up the covers and lay down quietly to rest. I had a game to play later tonight, needed to conserve my energy. 2 hours later, I heard hushed voices outside my closed door. Dad, are you sure she drank all that soup? My scumbag dad replied, Don't worry, I saw her drink it myself. Come on, let's go in. We'll have your master use hypnosis to put her under. The door swung open, and my 3 guardian ghosts immediately floated out. My stepsister's sorcerer master immediately jumped out. He wasn't super powerful, but he knew some nasty tricks. He easily captured Biggie and the other 2. Little ghosts, a snack for you. He tossed them to the ghost baby, then walked over to me, making gestures and chanting. Finally he shouted, Rise. I slowly sat up and stood before them. Master, I am here. The sorcerer flashed a confident smile, showing off to my scumbag dad and the others. See? My scumbag dad clapped gleefully. Master Sorcerer, you truly are the top dark magician from Southeast Asia. This hypnosis is incredible. My scumbag dad eagerly pulled out the contract and handed it to the sorcerer. Let's hurry. Make her sign. The sorcerer gave me the command. I obediently picked up the pen, signed, and handed it back. My scumbag dad took it with a huge smile, but as he looked down to check, his smile froze. Where I was supposed to sign my name, I'd written, Major Dishabag. He then erupted in a furious roar. You brat! Are you messing with me? The sorcerer, realizing what happened, started chanting faster and faster. The sound of his chanting was getting annoying, so I slapped him a few times. Whack! 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 I hit him so hard he stumbled back, dazed, and sat on the floor, clutching his face and staring at me. Impossible. How could my mind control curse not work? His magic was weak, and now he was trying to pass the buck. He pointed at my scumbag dad and yelled, It must be your fault. You didn't make sure she took the sleeping pills. So the secret weapon was just sleeping pills. I was expecting some ultimate killer move. How dull. My scumbag dad's eyes glinted with malice. What's the point of saying that now? Since this brat refuses to do things the easy way, let's show her the hard way. As he spoke, he pulled a sharp knife from his pocket. Everyone get in here. He yelled, and a dozen burly thugs burst in from outside. Seeing this, my ghostly stepsister clapped her hands in delight. Dad, you're still the sharpest. Emph. My scumbag dad snorted contemptuously. I never fight a battle I'm not sure I can win. Looks like the dark arts failed, so now he was resorting to brute force. I scanned the room, my gaze finally settling on my scumbag dad. I am your biological daughter, right? He laughed. So what if you are? With modern technology, I can have 10 or 20 more kids at my age. You think I care about you? If you'd just been obedient and handed over Evans Corp, I might have let you live. But you didn't listen, so don't blame me for this. Good. That's exactly what I was waiting for him to say. I coldly questioned him. My mom gave you everything. When you tampered with her car back then, Did you ever think of her as your wife? He froze, not expecting me to know these secrets. Looks like you know quite a bit. So what if I caused the car accident? What rich man doesn't have a little something on the side? I worked my ass off for Evan's corp for years, and she wanted to just kick me out? Didn't she know Melanie was with me before her? I was already being generous by not making her the other woman. She deserved to die. I just didn't expect that bitch to have this trick up her sleeve. I wish I could drag her out and whip her corpse right now. Looking at the hideous snarl on his face, I felt nothing but ice in my heart. Some people look human, but inside they're already monsters. Leo, did you get all that? My sudden question startled everyone present. Then Leo stepped out of the closet. Master, got every single word. This scum is going down. My scumbag dad quickly recovered from his panic. So what if you recorded it? You think you're walking out of here? Get them. With a wave of his hand, the dozen thugs charged at us. He and my ghostly stepsister were smirking. But who knew? The thugs charged right up to us, then suddenly spun around and rushed towards my scumbag dad and his crew. They surrounded those lowlifes and started beating the crap out of them. You've turned against me. I told you to deal with that little bitch. What's wrong with you? My ghostly stepsister shrieked as she was pummeled. Dad, help me. Only the sorcerer realized something was off. He looked towards the corner and, seeing the ghost baby was behind it, exploded in rage. You little bastard. You dare betray me? The thugs had turned because the ghost baby had used its illusion spell on them, controlling their minds. These scumbags had used the ghost baby's illusions to harm others. I was just giving them a taste of their own medicine. The sorcerer pulled out a magical artifact, a tool specifically designed to subdue the ghost baby. Seeing it, the ghost baby shrieked in terror. I scooped it up and held it. What are you afraid of? The sorcerer stomped his foot, trying to activate his artifact, but the ghost baby, nestled in my arms, felt nothing. What's going on? Why isn't it working? I smiled faintly. Great Master, I forgot to mention, I come from an ancient mystical order. And as it happens, I'm the current Grand Master, the direct disciple of the legendary Master Dragon. Anyone in our circles reveres my master like a god. They couldn't possibly not know his name. Sure enough, when the sorcerer heard me state my lineage, his face changed dramatically. Seeing him try to bolt, I patted the ghost baby's bottom. Go get him. The ghost baby instantly bared its fangs and lunged at the sorcerer. The sorcerer was the reason the ghost baby couldn't move on. Now that it wasn't afraid of his artifact, it was payback time. My scumbag dad was being beaten senseless by the thugs. Naturally, I wouldn't let my ghostly stepsister off either. I had Biggie and the others take on the forms of the tormented souls my stepsister had harmed, to come and claim her. Without the ghost baby's help, she was scared out of her mind, kneeling on the floor, frantically bowing and begging for mercy. I was wrong. Please spare me. Don't kill me. I'll kowtow to you. A few bows? What was that compared to the lives she'd destroyed? They had to face the full weight of their victim's suffering. The night was deep. The souls were still crying out. This feast of vengeful spirits was far from over. Let them have their vengeance, an eye for an eye. Sunlight streamed through the windows, bathing the mansion floor. A new day had dawned. Leo immediately called the police and submitted the evidence he'd recorded. Soon, my scumbag dad and his cronies were all taken away by the police. They were suspected not only of conspiracy to defraud, but also had several deaths on their hands. As investigators dug deeper, the whole truth would come to light. They would have to pay for the wrongs they'd committed. If I used my powers to punish them, what would make me different from them? Making them confess and face legal judgment, that was what I wanted. After they were arrested, the dark energy in the mansion dissipated considerably. It was as if the resentful spirits knew their tormentors had faced justice, and the house returned to its former tranquility. Biggie asked, Boss, aren't we going back to the order? Not right now. With Dad in jail, Evan's corp is in chaos. That company was my mother's life's work, what she left for me. I can't let it fall apart on my watch. A baby's cry sounded near me. I looked down at the ghost baby by my feet and picked it up. Smalls floated over, cheerfully suggesting, Boss, things went so smoothly this time, all thanks to the ghost baby switching sides. Why don't we keep it? I looked at the ghost baby coldly, without a word. I'd taken in these 3 lost souls because they hadn't done evil in life, nor had they harmed anyone as ghosts. But the ghost baby was different. It had used illusions to harm people. It had taken lives. A spirit like that cannot stay. Biggie knelt beside me, pleading for the ghost baby. Boss, it was just a baby when it died. It didn't understand anything and was turned into this by evil people. What it did wasn't its own will. Can't we give it a chance to change? The other 2 ghosts also knelt. Biggie's right. The ghost baby is a victim too. But it did wrong, and it must be held accountable. I asked the ghost baby, are you willing to stay by my side, do good deeds, and earn merit? When you've earned enough, I'll send you for reincarnation. Give you a chance to live again as a human. The ghost baby nodded obediently, its bluish face now completely free of its former malice. Life is a journey of cultivation. Only by harboring good intentions can the beauty of this world truly surround you. The end.